Oh, I'm just gonna try to set this right here. Hello, how are you, Heather? I don't have another holder for this phone. I was gonna try to go. Oh, I can't get on Instagram on this phone. I'm locked out of my account. Hello, everybody. Oh, nice. Hello, Raj. How are you? Let's see. Hello. Yeah, Designs. How are you? If anyone has any questions about pregnancy and childbirth, just let me know. I'm good. Trying to figure out how to sign back into my Instagram from this phone. It never wants to log me in. Premature birth. Let me see if I can get anything for an overeager soul. Overeager soul, just ready to be here. And also a contract for hardship in the beginning of life. So an opportunity for mom and baby to bond. The question for everyone live streaming elsewhere, the question was the divine or energetic reason that a baby would be born early and a soul who's just ready to be here. I think that's a really common reason. And then just a contract between mom and baby to have an opportunity to bond early on. That's a very defining, it's a very hard experience. It's more likely that in the society that we live in right now, that's just going to be a stressful, traumatic experience that leaves a mother who is likely already very stressed out. Many women today either don't have partners or don't have very supportive partners. That divine masculine energy hasn't really anchored in. And so a lot of women are kind of left to just do motherhood on their own. And that's stressful. So I can try and answer it for you, Raj, whatever your question is. Yeah. Twins 3 months early. The design of society, because doctors have gotten into the middle of everything and they want to facilitate things and get in the middle of the connection between mom and baby, and then also baby and mom and source. And I think that a lot of the time twins are, I think a lot of the reason that twins are encouraged to come early because it's dangerous, because twins have a really special bond. There's a really beautiful energy between twins, and that connection is, that divine connection between the two of them is a threat to the powers that be, to the darkness, to whatever. So yeah. Overdue babies just aren't ready yet. I think that that's A lot of the time, I think with overdue babies, their souls aren't in their bodies yet. I think that every human has a different experience of when their soul comes into their body, and also when it comes in to stay, because of a lot of souls. There's a question about C-sections. A lot of souls leave. They're like in and out, even like for the first year of life, certainly for the first couple of months. That's why babies sleep so much. And I think that an overdue baby is like not present in its body enough and just not ready to be here yet. I think a lot of overdue babies are comfortable where they're at, with their souls up in the astral and not really wanting to come in yet. C-sections, I mean, so in order for a mother to need to have a C-section in the first place, there has to be, I mean, there's an underlying energetic cause, right? Like the medical community wants to say, mom had preeclampsia, right? So like she's going to die if the baby doesn't, if we don't do a C-section, right? Or baby is breech, for example. So the medical community is always going to cite what they consider a medical reason to have a C-section, when in reality, that the reason that may very well warrant a C-section, otherwise mom or baby could die, energetic cause, right? And oh, my phone's ringing. Okay, it's not ringing anymore. A lot of the reason that C-sections are pushed for is, I don't know, I guess convenience really of doctors and the medical community at large. And really the underlying energy of something like a C-section. And again, some women do truly need them, but they need them because of the underlying energetics, right? Of not feeling worthy, of not stepping into their divine feminine power, of not truly taking care of their body well enough to be able to support a pregnancy. But a lot of C-sections, it's to instill, like the whole energy around C-sections is fear. It is losing confidence in your divine feminine ability to move a soul from one dimension to another. So I don't know if that answered your question or not. Blooming Lotus counseling. I hope that that kind of answers what you were asking about. Yes, I was thinking about that last night, the RH negative positive distinction when mom is negative, RH negative, and is carrying a baby that is RH positive. Again, it's only a problem when it actually becomes a problem. And so taking the shot, needing to take the shot ahead of time, like prophylactically, I guess would be the right term, is something that we've been told, that we need to do, in the medical community. But I think that there is I'm trying to I'm just getting a lot of I don't know what the right word is. Energy of resistance. Maybe a soul that's coming in as the child that was reluctant in having this soul contract with their mother. And so there's resistance between the two of them to whatever contract that they have. And also mom being resistant to that particular child. Could be past life karma energy coming through, something to work out between the two of them. Attack itself, or have this systemic response to, the presence of baby, like in her system. Hi, trees. Yeah. Infertility is a lot of infertility is divine feminine worth issues. Um, it's really important for both the masculine and the feminine energy to be, what's the word? Balanced and on board, even if subconsciously, with bringing life forward. And so the feminine wouldn't be able to create life, obviously, without the masculine energy. But the feminine is really the energy that controls like the timing, obviously, and whether or not, like the yes no of whether a soul comes. And so a lot of infertility is self-worth, not feeling worthy of being a mother, not believing in her ability to do it. And a lot of that can be past life stuff carrying through energetically, the trauma, the message from past lifetimes that she doesn't deserve to have children or she wouldn't be a good mother. And a lot of that is also generational trauma and like familial line clearing needing to be taken care of, mother wounds. I'm glad, Divine Ascension. Free will. I mean, free will is really a lot of the free will is exercised when we come in here, right? Like just because we aren't aware of the free will decisions that we made when we got here, doesn't mean that we didn't have the ability to make a decision about certain experiences we're going to undertake when we're here. In a moment and you are experiencing something that like a doctor says, oh, you need a C-section or you have preeclampsia, and if we don't induce, you're going to lose the baby or whatever. But like with preeclampsia, that is, I channeled it last night. Preeclampsia is being resistant to taking on the responsibility of motherhood, not feeling adequate to care for a child, wanting to get the child out right now, just being completely done with pregnancy, not feeling capable of carrying a pregnancy. There's a lot of self-worth issues. A lot of the experiences that we have are rooted in low self-esteem and low self-worth for women. I'm not sure what you're asking, Z, to blame the mother when the kids turn to be autistic, like someone else said. I don't know what you mean. Hello, Opal. Some people have had past lives with their kids and some people haven't. I actually, oh, thanks. jackskelly.com. I actually have only had one client who asked the question about if they've ever had a past life with anyone in their current life, and the answer was no. It's extremely rare for people to never have had a past life at all with anyone in their life. Like, I've almost never had that happen. I mean, I don't ask every single client in their sessions, but most people are interested to know. And the only time that that's ever been a no was like one time, and they said their higher self said that they just wanted to come into this lifetime and experience it on their own, just kind of by themselves. So, oh, my connection's bad. Grasshoppers. You're welcome. I made some tea and I like got so carried away and busy trying to stuff my lunch in my face that I'm still just sitting here. Oh. Happy to answer any other questions. I don't think I ever got signed in. Your brain is fried. I know that feeling. Oh, I think my internet's not doing very well. That's weird. Hopefully my live doesn't get cut off. I don't know. It's weird. I wonder if I hit the button. I do not have any pets. Right. I have a lot of other things in my house. Lots of spirits, fairies, dragons. I don't have any like cats or dogs. Oh, that's okay, Marie. No one else is asking a whole lot, so feel free to ask. Yeah, I would say, I mean, preeclampsia is, the topic is divine pregnancy and childbirth. So just any questions about pregnancy and childbirth, really from like a divine source-centered perspective. Oh, did the doctor's free will interfere? I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of criticism in the community at large, like in the mainstream, about speaking on these topics because it's, some people think that the message being sent is don't go to the doctor or don't take medication or don't seek an outside medical opinion. My phone keeps ringing. Okay, no. But that's not really true, because even when we understand there's energetic reason or spiritual cause for these things, a lot of the energy that needs to play out is a complete shift in mindset and inner awareness and certain like behaviors and belief systems, which doesn't happen overnight, right? So So even if like the underlying cause of preeclampsia is resistance to being pregnant, it is not being able to hold that frequency in your body anymore, or what else had I channeled earlier? I was just telling a friend about this. Like a core, like a mother wound, like apprehension about caring for a whole new life on your own. It's like we've laid that energetic foundation for so long as a collective and as an individual that we've put ourselves in a position to need and to rely on things like interventions and C-sections and inductions. And it will take a long time. Well, it might not take a long time, but it is going to take some time for us to be able to leave the phase of our history and of our human experience where we need things like C-sections and to be induced. Do you see what I'm saying? So in that situation where someone has preeclampsia and needs to deliver twins early, it could be that the numbers were like read incorrectly, or the doctor just really pushed for something that wasn't really necessary. But all four souls, doctor, mom, and babies, knew going into that to begin with that was an experience that they were going to have. So of the miscarriages are, and stillbirths can be similar, but stillbirths are a little bit different energy. But miscarriages are just not being ready. It's just not time. Usually mom is the one that's not ready. Oftentimes multiple miscarriages, it's the same soul coming back until mom is ready. So just not being ready. And sometimes it's just part of our contract to experience miscarriage and stillbirth. Old school, it could have been. It probably was your miscarriage. I'm not getting anything about that in particular, or that specific, but that definitely, it happens a lot like that. This earring is all weird. Yeah. Yeah, just not time. Just wasn't the right time. But that baby coming in though, and you having the energy of pregnancy and of carrying life is healing. I know it doesn't always feel like it, but that baby bringing their light and being in your womb and you carrying them and sustaining them for however brief is healing. It's helping you, and you are making progress towards being able to align yourself to your highest timeline, or carry that child to full term or whatever. Yeah, I could definitely deep mother wounds for preeclampsia. That was the other thing that I had channeled with preeclampsia, is a lot of ancestral trauma, mother wounds to heal. And it feels like for preeclampsia, it runs deep. That is an experience that souls choose to come and transmute in a really dark and profound and very difficult way. The mother wound of not being supported and receiving the love and compassion and guidance that you needed from your own mom. And so even if subconsciously not feeling like you are capable of doing that for a child, or even if you had a good relationship with your own mom, it's like encoded into our DNA from like generations of disconnected parenting. Yeah, and things like after your C-section, you weren't able to try for a natural birth. That's just what we're told. And if your doctor won't let you, they work for you. Fire him and get a new doctor. You know what, RKC? I don't have a whole lot of connection about like the masculine part of fertility. Mine's mostly divine feminine, but if he believed in it, if he was open to it, I'm positive that you guys could find ways to heal that energetically without him getting a reversal. Like I 100% believe that. April, yeah. Chemical pregnancies, I could see that being a result of being Rh negative. But then it's like, well, what is the energetic meaning behind that? Like, why did you conceive a baby that was Rh positive? You see what I'm saying? Like that soul came in Rh positive for a reason, right? Like, was it just not time for you guys? Were you always contracted to lose that baby? Was that past life karma playing out? Some souls do not come to earth to be incarnated into a physical body and like take a breath on their own. Some souls literally come to earth to experience a human life simply from the womb of their mother, and then they leave. That's literally their contract. That fulfills all parts of their life and their contract and their energy on earth in that lifetime. That's just what they wanted to do. Yes, Sheila, definitely. That some souls just come in. They just come for the lesson, whatever it is that you needed in that moment. They come to provide that and then they leave. Some souls don't want to incarnate on earth. They just come to hang out with their mom and then they leave. PCOS is, again, it's a belief. We just buy into the fact that we buy into the collective of being told what our bodies are for and capable of. So we've turned to the medical establishment for so long, decades, hundreds of years now, to tell us what our bodies can and can't do. No one outside of me that I can or can't have children, go away. That's not your decision. It's mine. But we believe it. And we've believed it for so long that is ingrained into us, into our being, our DNA, our energetic bodies. And a lot of PCOS is blocked and stagnant energy. It is being resistant to your own divine feminine energy and not allowing that to flow. I was going to go on a tangent. I'm not going to. Yeah. Gypsy, Lindsay, do I recommend hypnotherapy for childhood trauma? I mean, I recommend hypnotherapy for anyone who feels called to do it. I mean, it can be helpful for a lot of different things. So if anyone who feels called to it, I think is a really good candidate for it. Yeah, that's the thing, RKC, the breath work and your cramps disappearing. Anything that we do with belief and intention, I mean, that's it. That's all it takes. Yeah, exactly. Well, and what do they often prescribe for PCOS? What do doctors give you? What is their treatment for PCOS? That's the other thing about when we think about all of these medical interventions and diagnoses, right? Like what are they telling us about how to fix it, right? Is it a pill? Is it a procedure? And does it cost money? Do you see what I'm saying? And yes, I mean, granted, if you go to like a naturopath, they're gonna recommend some herbs or something. But the difference in like the price point and the profit margin between here's a, I don't know, willow bark tincture for $14 and here is $85 a month birth control every month for the rest of your life. And also, what does the willow bark do? It is healing your body. It is healing the issue at the root so that eventually you don't take the willow bark anymore and you're just healed. So you don't go back to the doctor and you don't keep buying the thing. What does birth control do? Keeps you coming back to the doctor. You have to go back every year to keep your prescription up to date. What are the side effects of birth control? Do you see what I'm saying? I didn't talk about tearing yet, no, but tearing is being resistant to the energy that comes in during birth. The energy that flows during childbirth, you guys, is like you can't even. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. There's so much energy that flows during childbirth. And it is resisting the energy that leads to a tear because the energy doesn't have anywhere to go because we're resisting for that water to go. What does it do? The balloon just bursts. Hello, how are you? Like being scared, the resistance? Yeah. Yeah. You know, I need to channel a little bit more about that. I'm not having a whole lot come through on the RH positive and negative thing, but I honestly think that that is an effect of us believing for so long that we can't carry those children. Like we've bought into it for so long that we just believe it is a problem now. You know what I mean? I'll have to meditate on it. I don't have anything else coming through aside from just the general um being resistant to that particular soul coming through with a lot of like past life karma to work out. Yes, it is. It's so much of pregnancy and childbirth is energy, and a lot of our ailments, like all the weird things that happen during pregnancy that just freaking hurt, like the symphysis pubis dysfunction and like swelling, and you get random like arthritis and stuff. Like we develop like the craziest things, right? And it's all of the energy that flows during pregnancy, and a lot of that is it highlights where we need to be focusing our attention and attention and energy and healing ourselves. Um, I I I channeled. This was a long time ago. I was channeling about all of the aches and pains during pregnancy, and that really what we should be doing as a society is preparing our wombs, preparing our bodies, preparing our energy in a divine way to be able to support life and bring it in intentionally. And we don't do that as a society. We just don't. Joanne, yeah, feeling like you don't have a partner, but you're going to be pregnant any day soon. I think a lot of that is, um, just what we are all creating in the collective right now as divine feminine beings. I don't think that it's literal human pregnancy. I think it is that we are all birthing a new earth. We're all birthing our creations right now. We're like in the middle of, we're like in the portal of being able to manifest that energy to create, and it's going to be birthed onto the 3D earth plane soon. I know pregnancy's rough, man. Bye, RKC. I'm just scrolling down. Yeah, and a lot of the feeling, a lot of the feelings of being pregnant are women having energetic pregnancies. So hosting a soul in your womb without a physical body. So having an agreement with a higher dimensional being, basically, or just a soul that is not in physical form, to inhabit your womb, to bring you healing and to give them the opportunity to experience human life without having to be incarnated. And it started happening on a large scale for a lot of women a year ago, actually. I think it happens a lot around the spring for obvious energetic reasons. Yeah, any messages for older mothers, 41 years old and you're 12 weeks in? Women should be able to bear children just as long as men can create them. There's no reason that a man should be able to create children until they're 70 years old. Women should not also be able to bear children until they are 70 years old. We just, at some point, believe the narrative that we were told about being too old to have kids. So as long as you are confident in your body and in your baby's ability to be healthy and manifest on this 3D earth plane just the way that they're supposed to, then you'll be fine. Yeah, see? Darth Vida, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yeah, you just research nature and what you can take from nature. No. Yeah, menopause, we only go through menopause because we think we're supposed to. Yeah, it is that women are enough of a threat when we are in our prime and accessing our wounds, right? And our portals in that energy. And so what better way than to keep us small and insignificant and powerless than to tell us when we hit 40 or 45, we are no longer able to carry life anymore in our wombs. We go through menopause because we think we're supposed to go through menopause. Yep. I'm glad that helped, Joanne. Yeah, no, we can all have babies. You could either go through menopause and not be miserable about it, or you could not go through it at all and continue to be fertile. And I really think that the answer, depending on which path you want, is to tap into the part of you that believes that you either have to go through menopause in the first place, or the part of you that believes that it has to be miserable while you go through it. And sometimes there are things that are just a part of our path and our contract that, not that it's too late to change it, but there's a lot of energy to release and let go of and sift through in order to address the energy of it, in order to see it manifest physically for us. Does that make sense? And so if you want to address something like menopause, and what you mean is like the physical manifestation of menopause, excuse me, you would have to address the energetics that are supporting the physical manifestation of that in your body to begin with. Um, Babies can definitely talk to their moms. It really depends of communicating with their child before they're born. Um, it just is a matter of whether or not they're open to it, whether or not their child wants to communicate with them before they're born. And the communication, I mean, it can be like all like different, types of things. It could be a name, it could be what they're going to look like or when they're going to come or what their mission is together or whatever. So it really just depends. Yeah, I love that. I love that you have a baby named Justin. That's perfect. Ah. Do y'all like that I'm drinking out of my Twin Flames mug that I made for him on our first Christmas together? God forbid he take it to his home after we break up because, his family doesn't approve of me or my children. So he definitely couldn't take it home when we broke up. So it lives at my house now. This was like, I wanted to get him a mug every year and I just never, so. Girl, Joanne, I've been feeling the big union energy for 6 months now. I get so exhausting. This is exhausting. Just never mind. Just forget it. Could be a future one. Because, a soul doesn't really have a gender, so maybe they decided at the last minute they wanted to come in and experience it as a boy. Right? And we're already in union. It's whatever. I don't care. If we come into union in the 3D, that would be great. That would be like, oops, the cherry on top, but it is what it is. I should probably get going soon. I gotta go pick up the kiddos. We're having spa night tonight. They get baths and I put their PJs and towels in the dryer, and so they get to get out and have their little warm PJs and towels, and then they eat nachos and sit on the couch and watch TV. We do it twice a week, and we love it. Yes, Immaculate Conception. My God, that's like a whole live on its own. But the short answer is that humans are capable of Immaculate Conception, and they've been practicing it for forever. Usually, Immaculate Conception ends with it's a very high vibrational energy, Immaculate Conception, and the children that are brought in through that type of divine union, divine conception, are very special, very gifted, and usually, historically, those children are either killed or separated from their parents because the world's just not been ready for that yet. But we are edging closer and closer to being able to consciously practice Immaculate Conception. I've channeled information that we are conceiving immaculately already, but we're just not aware of it, which is a whole other thing. But yeah, it's definitely something we're headed towards. Yeah. Queen of Rings. Yeah, did you not know you were gonna walk in on anyway? For anyone who didn't get the whole thing, I live streamed it on my YouTube. You can find me by searching for Daily Rose. It takes for a live stream to, and hopefully it works because it said your connection is unstable. Please wait.